will never be in that position. You'll never know what it feels like to have that happen. Yeah, and unfortunately, you see, it's not though. It's not even just emotional. Your body goes through. Do you know what your body does? Do you know what your body does in traumatizing events as such? I'm not for killing the baby. Again, you're taking it and you're switting all around. I don't give a fuck. Speakeasy. You could talk shit all you want, but what the body goes through, God, I wish you were a fucking woman. I wish you were a fucking woman so I could fucking show you how it's done.
I think that's a disgusting
I don't think people who are raped should be allowed abortions either. Why are we punishing the child for what the?
I think even 14-year-olds, even 12-year-olds.
I think the entire both conversations should be separate ones.
How? Why?
I would go as far as saying, like, I don't promote it, but I'll leave the option on the table, because being a victim in a victim mentality and all of those things of something that was done onto you, I can't stand in those shoes to say what they should or should not do. But I'm okay to leave the option open to them and what they do or don't want to live with at that point. We do run into issues.
This would be given an excuse to women that
I'm not
as well.
I'm not saying I'm okay with it. Okay, but in the event, because we've seen instances, and we already know it's a very small % chance, right? Like of that actually happening. And our system has gotten way better with preventative maintenance. So if you go to the police station, you say, I was raped last night, I woke up, panties down, this, that, whatever. First thing they're going to do is get you to a nurse. Nurse is going to give you the morning after pill, and they're going to do all sorts of procedures on you, yada, yada, yada. Yes. And so a lot of stuff is going to happen that would hopefully stand in front of that even becoming a thing. So if you're able to go and handle it that day after it happens, I know that that's the tough part in a victim mentality, but if you're able to go handle it that day, you can do preventative maintenance and not end up in that situation. Now, again, I say I'm not pro on that matter. But what I will say is it's not my choice to make in that instance, because those particular, especially with young girls, like
my God, totally freaking feminist rhetoric right here. Listen, I don't condone it, but like, how many times when you're arguing with a woman or whatever, you're like, well, I'm not pro-abortion and stuff, and then you question them and they're like, listen, I'm not saying it's a good thing, okay? But, it's not my choice to make. Brother.
Young girls, do you want the 12-year-old going through? I mean, it can actually do more harm than good.
Be a danger to her dying.
It is a danger. Any 12-year-old giving birth is a danger.
Yeah.
To her dying.
I'll be the counterpoint on this. I'll say I'm pro-death. And I can justify it, too.
I just don't understand how we're justifying punishing
the
kid.
Sometimes what can happen, and this is the scary part, is she has the baby. She just goes through with it. And then the rapist comes back later and says, that's my baby. I want 50-50 custody. I want to see my child. I want to do this. And there's actually cases where this happens, but now they're connected. So, and now that victim who was harmed and their child are now being exposed and forced legally to.
I like Speakeasy's reaction. He's just like, what the hell is this bitch blabbering about? What the hell? Okay, so yeah, if that's the case, yep, you're right. We should just kill the baby then. We wouldn't want that rapist to come back and claim fatherhood, huh?
Deal with this person who is clearly a psychopath.
Sarah, look around at all these faces that are on cam on the panel. Which one of us were produced from grape?
I don't know.
Right. So you can't actually tell the difference. There's no actual difference. You can actually tell.
No, I agree with you. Look, listen. Listen.
Would allow it. You're pro.
Well, here's what I also say. somebody in that particular situation, it's between them and their parents or them and their spouse or however it may be, for them to really think about that and what they want to do going forward. Because like, I don't agree with it, but
what if she gets Alzheimer's and then gets pregnant? Should we also allow them? Because she's not all mentally up there. That's also allowed for that too.
That's a
leave that.
It's a minor, another. It's like a minor of the minor.
But look, this is the
percentage. But how often does that actually happen? Again, we have such good systems in place where we have such good systems in place that are preventing. Well, even adoption is scary because if you know who the father is, you have to be willing to sign that paper, and he could refuse to sign that paper over. And if he knows you're pregnant, because most SA and grapes come from within, people closest to you. They know you're pregnant. They find out you're pregnant. They find out you're going to do an adoption. Guess what? Now he can legally intervene.
Oh, no.
An abusive partner as well.
Sarah, I mean, I was adopted, and I know a little bit about the.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because that
through a private organization.
Is really just missing the point that is a life, that is a child, that is a baby.
I understand.
So
that.
is the person carrying it.
Yeah, I understand that, but my grape.
It doesn't. I'm going to run my household the way I'm going to run it, but I cannot speak to somebody who is a victim of something that's so horrendous. It's traumatizing. They're already going through enough. All right. Mentally, they're probably not there. Ryan. I think if they have a good
virginity could be traumatizing, Sarah. They could mentally not be there too. So are we going to allow them to not do it?
I get it. Look, I get what you're saying. I've heard the argument before, but it's not going to change my stance on it. You're not going to change my mind. I leave
fine, that. I need to point out your pro-choice. You can't say I get it.
No, listen. If it were my decision, if I were the person in those shoes, it wouldn't even be a choice. Okay, but it's not mine to take away that concept of what just happened. It's not mine to take that away.
It's their choice.
Being a victim. Hold on though. They are.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous. These feminists, man, it's like, well, I'm not going to take away their right. It's their right if they want to choose to unalive their unborn baby. It's their choice. I don't want to take that. They have a right to it, huh? What if they were raped? Huh? Traumatizing, huh? Therefore, the other victim in here, which is the unborn baby, deserves to lose their life, huh? It's not my choice. 100% pro-choice. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much to Rips for becoming a new member. Thank you very much, brother. And also, thank you very much, Piano Dean, for $5. Was just watching the Ice Bucket Challenge part question. How was any money raised for ALS if everyone was just dumping ice over their heads? That's a good question. That's actually a very good question. I don't remember how that went, but that was the trend. Dump ice water over your head, and it supports ALS somehow. I don't know. It was stupid. But thank you very much for the $5, brother.
Are a victim, not a person who put themselves in that situation.
Many of women that are victims and then have children later. She was a victim.
Yeah, that's great if they do. I'm all for it. If they do, more power to them. I would do it too. But some things are that crazy and grotesque and life-changing and terrifying. The girls sleep with their shoes on, right? So like, that's not okay. You want a baby in that situation? They can't even mentally fathom the idea of being able to take their tennis shoes off because they want to be able to run and kick.
Where someone can barely afford milk or they can barely afford.
I'm not worried about See, that's a totally different. Nope. That's a bullshit one.
I'll tell you how it's analogous.
She is literally mentally not even there. In that
mentally not even there.
Subjective.
Yeah,
she could say she's not in the mental state because
she's so traumatized. Or even physically, she's so.
How do you measure that?
To the point where she can't leave her house. She sleeps in her tennis shoes. She can't even be around men of any sort because it's so scary. Like I wouldn't want.
If she's
listen,
from a car
speak easy. Speak easy.
Her abortion?
Listen. That has nothing. That has nothing to do with how she got pregnant. Getting in a car accident has nothing to do with getting pregnant.
No, but you're saying
okay. Listen, I know you're not a woman. I know you don't get what it's like to be harmed by people in that aspect.
And that's another leftist argument. The other feminist argument: you're not a woman. No ovaries, no opinion. Like you don't know what it's like. You're not a woman. Blah blah blah. These feminists feel like they have every right to comment on men's issues and stuff. Oh, they have every right to. But as soon as we give our thoughts on like abortion and stuff, and it's like, well, you're not a woman. You don't know what it's like. Huh? You don't know what it's like.
I get it. I get it.
What it's like.
Listen.
Wait, Sarah, how do you know he's not a woman? Did you ask him?
Oh, well.
Could identify.
Yeah, I guess you never know these days. He does have that long hair, though. He does have that long hair.
It was just a funzie.
So, but in all seriousness, this is not speaking to the mental capacity
trauma? It's great.
So, again, this is not speaking to any kind.
Kel is so annoying. I'm like, damn, Radical Coder and Kel on the same panel. Annoying overload. Thank you very much for sure, BBZ, for £2. She puts the re in TARD. Yes, she totally does. Thank you very much for sure, BBs. Very much appreciated.
Baby. Yes, we can sit here and talk about the health of the woman, but what about the baby? Now, the baby's going to be dead as soon as you remove it from the womb, and it's not during birth, right? Then it's going to die, right? So this is, none of these arguments speak to any kind of argument about the baby, only to the argument about the woman. And when you say, oh, we'll just kill the baby because, the woman, that just, to me, it's mind-boggling.
I hear it. I agree with you. I think it's terrible, but I think should be better support systems in place. But in the event that shit's just stirring and not so, again, we shouldn't even get that far. It should be, she should be able to come forward first.
We need to teach men not to grape, huh? How about that? Remember when we were trying to do that? We got to teach men not to grape. We need to bring that back. It shouldn't get this far. We shouldn't put women in these positions where they have to kill. They have to choose whether or not they should kill their unborn baby, huh? Teach men not to grape.
She should be able to get help that very day. She should be protected by all of this shit. But unfortunately, sometimes things just happen the wrong way and shit goes haywire. And what do we do? All right. What do we do? I don't think we should. I don't feel comfortable saying, like, I don't feel comfortable completely shutting that option down. I feel more comfortable saying, look, we can provide all sorts of different supports. I feel like we should comfort that in a lot of more positive directions, but still leave a little window open. Okay. Because grape and sexual assault and all, it's not fucking funny. It's not a funny situation. A lot of women deal with this shit. I know you women, but listen.
Excuse me. By the way, no one is making light of grape. No one is saying grape is fine or grape's not a big deal or anything like that. No one's saying that. We're just saying that that shouldn't give a woman the right to kill the unborn baby. That's all we're arguing about. Why punish the harmless life that didn't do anything other than just existing now because the father did something horrible? That's what we're saying. There's two victims in grape cases. If the woman gets pregnant, there's two victims there, the woman and the unborn baby. So why should we unalive the unborn baby because of the horrible acts of the father? That's what we're arguing for.
And it's fucked up. It's really like, if the men can't protect us in these scenarios, then shut the fuck up. Right? If we're going to end up in this position, then shut your fucking mouth. All right? You have nothing to say to that. Unless you're out there fighting crime, and teaching boys to be good guys, whatever. You got to.
Yeah, as long as you're teaching men not to grape, see? I guess you have to be Batman, or you got to teach men not to grape. If you're not doing that, then you got to shut the fuck up and just let women unalive the unborn babies.
Shut up on that factor. You're not there. You will never be in that position. You'll never know what it feels like to have that happen. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not though. It's not even just emotional. Your body goes through. Do you know what your body does? Do you know what your body does in traumatizing events as such? I'm not for killing the baby. Again, you're taking it and you're switching all around. I don't give a fuck. Speakeasy. You could say you could talk shit all you want, but what the body goes through, God, I wish you were a fucking woman. I wish you were a fucking woman so I could fucking show you how it's done.
Look at that stupid smile on her face too. Like she really said something there. She really girl bossed her way there, huh? She's like, oh yeah, woman, show you how it's done. I want to watch that again. Instant femtard replay.
You were a fucking woman. I wish you were a fucking woman so I could fucking show you how it's done.
Let me take this.
I wish you were a woman so I could show you how it's done. Girl power, slay queen. Oh, that was cringe.
And you're pro-choice, by the way. I just want to be clear. You're not.
I am not. No, I'm not. I'm not. There are very specific instances. There are very specific instances where I say, let's leave a little window open for that. But in the event of a woman just wanting to abort a baby for purposes of aborting a baby, I think that's absolute hogwash and bullshit. But in the event that she's in that situation because she was the victim of a fucking asshole traumatizing her and doing fucked up shit to her, I think we should kind of release the leash on that.
Yeah, I noticed that your volume wasn't as high as before, Speakeasy. Yeah, well, I mean, how else is she supposed to slay queen and girl boss her way if you keep shutting her down with facts and logic? Thank you very much, Sweet Auntie, for $5. 100% infants adopted. 9 months of suffering doesn't equate to deletion. Source woman would do. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, Sweet Auntie, for $5. Very much appreciated.
One just a little bit, and I think that's fair. Do I promote?
The baby was born. Did you get to kill it afterwards?
What?
Sarah, I have an adopted perspective whenever you're ready.
She can put it up for adoption. I'm more pro adoption. I'm more have the baby and give it up for adoption. But I can't. You shut up.
But if I'm pretty sure, I wonder how she would feel about men walking away from their families, though. Men that are like, oh, fuck this shit. I ain't gonna take care of that woman and my kid. I'm out. Gonna go buy some cigarettes and never come back. Like, oh, I wonder what she would say about that. That guy just had this guy, he had to make a choice in his life. He had to do what was best for him, He had to do what was best for him.
But again, most of these people, this happens from people who know them. So you're now putting them in a position where that information is out there. So even if you wanted to put up for adoption or try to run away, that person
that comes up. Oh boy.
And will find you or prevent things from happening and continue to victimize you again.
On that part,
Sir, whenever you're ready, I have an adoption piece.
From the perspective of the adopted. Specifically on that piece of the man being involved, right? Okay, this is the kryptonite I'm talking about. I'm gonna throw a piece of accountability out there. This is one thing I get in a lot of arguments with women in my family about.
For being pro-choice.
The language you use, she should be able to. She should be expected to. If she is raped, the expectation should be that you go file a report, period. And if you do not do that, you are accountable for every action that happens afterwards, that any future action that man takes, and you are accountable for the life as well that needs to be taken care of in that situation. Like, you have accountability for that stuff, but you can't separate those things.
You're dipshit, dude. Even
I just want to add, it's also hold on. I want to hear the redhead because she's going to just probably tell me that I have a small wiener. I've pissed her off. How am I a dipshit by saying that?
Shut up, Kel. I want to say one thing.
For not doing it. I don't want to hear it from you, Ryan.
That's fine. I wasn't asking you. I wasn't asking for your permission. I was just going to say it's an important thing to remember alongside everything. It's one sentence. I've been quiet.
Question to her.
1 in 4 women have experienced completed or attempted rape.
Sarah's like, okay, I'm out of here, man.
In the United States, 1 in 4 women. 1 in 4.
Thank you, Speakeasy. Thank you, Speakeasy, for that. I was about to just fast forward it. I'm glad you cut away from that and put it onto you, because man, that shit is cringe as hell. It was like whenever Andrew would do debates on her channel and she would put that cringe opener, and it was just like he would just play it on the Crucible channel. He's like, I'm saving you guys from that cringe opener. And it's like, thank you, Andrew. Yeah, thank you, Speakeasy.
This message is sponsored in part by.
Stop sipping, Ryan.
Whatever, dude. Just chill. After I get this out, you can go in.
We're not going to sleep with you, Ryan. Stop sipping.
1 second. How am I a dipshit by saying that you should be held to account for not reporting a rape if it happens to you? How does that make me a dipshit by saying there are laws in place to hold these men to?
What about children? What about the children that like get fucking?
Well, not only that, it can be a very scary. Hold on, it can be a very scary situation after, because you received threats. If you hold on,
cowardice or courage?
Listen, just listen for a minute. Who's the stronger sex, men or women?
Oh, okay, so now
okay, right. We're gonna roll with that. We're gonna go with that. And when if a man came up to me right now,
don't speak on what men are.
If a man, you want me to tell you you're weaker then, you little bitch?
Like, if
a man came up to me and held a knife to me and said, if you ever tell anybody about blah, 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 I'll come back and I'll fucking kill you. If somebody ever said that to me, right, I would probably be in fear for, it would be, especially if it was somebody that was law enforcement, right, or somebody that had power or some kind of social status far above mine. It's a very scary scenario. Okay. So in the event that like now you're just victimizing her all over again, saying, well, you didn't go tell anyone, but he held a knife to my throat and told me not to tell anyone or he'd come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
The guy's wife. And then
murders tend to be male for a reason.
Didn't you just say, are you not the guys out here protecting people? How can they protect people if they're not telling them what they need protection from? Like this logic you have.
That's true. That's a good point.
You have to.
Very good point.
I feel like this
Sara has nothing. He's like, shit. Fuck.
Kind of takes it back to the trolley problem a little bit. And just because you're saying I have to choose between a rock and a hard place, right? And the reason that you would essentially at this point, like it's a hard decision to make. But sometimes leaving, just altogether, you might
need to smoke, guys.
Might not get the best of all the
Send
situations.
Me super chat.
You leave, right? And then you go to the authorities outside of that area. Sometimes you do get a better outcome. Just bringing that up because I understand what you're saying, Sarah. This is very accurate. Yes, when you're in certain scenarios, it can be very, very scary. And I understand biding your time. I understand that. But once you get out of the scenario, go to the authorities.
And sometimes that doesn't happen because, again, like I said, most of the essays and grapes are from people within your community or particularly in your social circle or family of a sort. So unfortunately, getting away is not necessarily an option that some of these people believe is an option. Right. Look, it's a really
and the feelings of being a coward about it. Right. Because let's say there were threats made that they said that they would actually kill you. Right.
I don't know about that.
Let me finish the argument before you start attacking the argument. Just listen, please. I've got bigger lungs than you. I can talk over you a lot longer. I got a better mic. Turn the volume up. Just let me finish the argument. I'm waiting.
All I had to do was sign up for tier 2.
I love that Speakeasy always goes back to his thing.
That's great. On girl, and your love for me depends on how much money that I pledge to you monthly.
Once I make
I don't care who's said it. My mic's better than everybody's, and I have a beat up mic.
Ridiculous argument.
We'll be disrespectful to Sara about
ungrape the woman, right? The abortion doesn't ungrape the woman. So you guys act like the abortion is the answer to.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I get it. Because I'm not the one who went through it and dealt with that moment. My body wasn't like completely.
And you still want to say on that time too, right? You weren't. If Cal goes and gets pregnant right now, you weren't the one fucking. but you're still going to say she shouldn't get an abortion. So, like, what are we talking about right
because there's no
kryptonite in here.
That was not a choice that she made to get into that situation. That was somebody took over her. Okay,
and that baby had no choice.
Made a choice to succumb to threats and not do something about it.
He had no choice.
I read this 1 in 4. It says here.
Oh shit!
Too drunk.
I just saw the little notification that says mic is muted. Damn. Speak easy. You didn't know you're really getting in the way of her girl bossing it up. She couldn't slay queen with you in there with your meddling facts and logic there, you know? Really getting in the way of her girl bossing there. So she had to just come and mute you, you know? Strong, independent woman is talking. Didn't you know that?
Can you define too drunk for me? That's part of the definition of rape. Can you define too drunk?
I mean,
if you self-report you were too drunk, is that rape?
So it'd probably be some amount of alcohol where you didn't feel like.
Does she ever unmute you? Like, does she ever allow you to come back on, or like, what happens?
You remember the words, please.
Yeah.
Well, too drunk. I wonder if that could also refer to the date rape drug.
For real.
So too drunk would mean that you were. If you were not that drunk, then you probably would not have consented. That's too drunk. Right?
Okay, so if a guy is at a party with another girl, they're both too drunk. That woman is
never
still
send your last, but
RP
thank you,
victim,
Voltaire.
right?
I appreciate you.
Not necessarily.
No one's
well, then
this is trivia. I had a couple adopted things to say, and then I'm going to leave.
As that, Ryan, they would be like, I was too.
And I'll answer some questions, though.
Yeah,
I don't mean to interrupt anybody else.
This actually, exactly. Dude, this actually goes verbatim back to the Charlie Kirk shooting. I will say exactly what you said then. Because I'm dead ass serious. You're asking
she's like
the majority to take example for
she's like totally seething there though. Like she knows she's looking bad.
Oh, I see. The gun walls.
Yeah, I also don't think it's okay
statement.
That there's weird, crazy girls that make crazy accusations about guys when they hooked up drunk at a party. I don't think that's every R-word victim. So it's not. You're asking the majority of women to take like you're
lady,
like,
lady, hold on one second. Hold on.
It's
a survey that's asked that he is justifying.
Bro, do you let anyone?
Are you gonna make her prove she wasn't raped to allow the abortion? Are you gonna make her?
Give me a second. Let me. She just accused me basically of. Well, it's okay if some people do.
But you didn't let me finish, so don't say I was gonna say, bro.
I tried to.
If y'all are gonna argue about it, I'm gonna interrupt also.
Argument I never made. What I said was, Ryan says this study says.
I have a statement to make about adopted kids, and then I'll answer a couple of questions before I leave.
I'm gonna go forward a little bit. I want to see where she goes. Oh, speakeasy, you're just mad. What? Am I just too strong and an independent of a woman for you, huh?
Maybe she gets nervous, doesn't want to go to the authorities, whatever, goes to authorities later, but she's already, a couple weeks pregnant. There's nothing you can do about it at that point. She speaks with the right medical and kind of helper people, or even maybe a priest, church, something, parents, someone who are able to say, look, like, let's make a silver lining out of this. Okay, like it was a terrible situation, but let's find the silver lining. Let's take this baby and make the best of it. You got a gift from God out of a terrible situation. That is second best case scenario. All right. But not everybody sees things that way. That's why I allow that little inky dinky sliver. All right. But I would hope that she has the right people around her to convince her of those better options. I don't promote the idea of her just going straight to abortion. I don't want her to go straight to abortion. I want that to be the absolute possible last fucking resort. And then you also have instances where people are on medications and things where they shouldn't be getting pregnant, right? Like lithium or whatever it is, like all sorts of medications that would go against that. And if she was already aware of that and wasn't trying to get pregnant, but she was the victim of
Prattle, prattle, prattle. Thank you very much, Joseph Romano, for becoming a YouTube member. Hell yeah, brother. Very much appreciated. 7. Okay. I'll go to that. Thank you very much. Easy.
Reporting and actually going through the process within, a day or two. Grape kit, whatever.
Sarah, this sliver that you're allowing for, I'm curious. What would you say is, I guess, the main reasoning behind it? Is it moral? Is
Before that,
or
hey, I got to head out.
Okay.
Bye, Grumple.
If anybody wants to,
No, we don't have any questions.
no, that's if anybody has anything for like somebody who was adopted that has to do with this conversation, I'll be over on Grumple channel. But in doing the actual trolley problem, like there was literally a game that was like all the questions, and like I'll be doing that. But otherwise, Sarah, thanks for having me up. I appreciate it every single time.
All right, we'll see you
You're always sexy. Ryan, I love interacting with you, even though I disagree with you. Kel, you're an amazing person. And
oh my God, Grumple, get over it. Get out.
No, just everybody else. And I don't believe that man is black, but everybody, y'all have a great night.
Later. Good night.
Nerds.
Bye.
So anyway, going back to
I forget your question.
The question was, what is the source for that sliver? Is it immoral? Is it to reduce suffering?
It's to me, it's if like
he had a simp on his way out. That's freaking hilarious.
You can't put yourself in those shoes of that situation. Any type of victimization, right? Like. But that one particularly, it's very invasive. It's very painful, obviously, but it's also very humiliating and belittling and degrading and all of these. It's probably, I would say, it's almost the worst thing you could ever experience in your life. I would rather take a shot to the arm, like a bullet to the arm, than to have that done. Okay.
So would it be like from a place of like, I guess, extreme or just really high empathy? Is kind of
no, it's not even.
It's not. I would even. No, hold on. I'm happy to answer it. I know it's a weird take or whatever, especially because I fight against everything else, but this is the one place where I'm like, I can't. What I'm saying is, I'm not somebody who's already being forced to a victim position and being forced to have something done to them that they did not agree to, right? And probably in a very traumatizing, forceful, painful way. Oh, shut up. Somebody's that's being forced into that, right? And then having the physical continuance of that. And then even delivering a baby, and it's like, oh well, like now not only am I going to victimize you for this one single moment, but I'm going to continue to victimize you for another 9 months, and then after you could do adoption, right? I again, I already gave you my best case scenario, what I would hope would happen, right. But I refuse to force something on somebody who has already been forced into a situation that they didn't ask to be in, right? They weren't.
The same argument.
Oh, shut up, Speakeasy. Right? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
Well,
so just a follow-up question for this thing.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you because fucking Speakeasy can't shut his fucking mouth for a minute. I get it. You're mad. Get over it. We disagree. We disagree, Speakeasy. Oh, stop acting like a little bitch. Go ahead. Anyways. Look, Speakeasy. Mo is actually asking a line of questions to get to a purpose in this conversation. I'd like to finish it. Thank you.
Yeah, I brought up the conversation, but okay.
Shut up, Speakeasy. Mo.
Going down that line of
that's
thought,
great.
Then would you be willing?
I know you're mad, Speakeasy. Meanwhile, she's the one that's pissed off because she knows she looks dumb here. It's this. She knows it's like an irrational and dumb opinion. How can she be like against like the optional like abortion, but then when it comes to this, she's like, listen, it's horrible, but I don't want to force her to have this baby. They already been forced already. I don't want to force her to have this baby, so I'm going to force. So if that woman wants to force that baby into death, who am I to question that?
To say that even in that scenario that you're allowing for, you are still in.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, she would have kicked you out right there. she definitely would have kicked you out.
Being the life of a
Sarah said, "I'm mad."
I agree. I never said you're not killing a baby. I never said that was like that. I thought it's some delusional thought process of, oh, that's not murder. I agree with you. I think it's terrible. It's a fucking horrible idea. But that's in that position, like somebody's already being forced into a circumstance. Like, I'm not going to be the person to force them even further, right? I'm just going to say, look, we're here to help. I want to try to get you to point A, okay? But there's this, in the hindsight, there's always point B over here, but I want to get you to point A. I want to help you want to move to this position because you don't want to force it. You want
feminism at its finest, baby.
Gently, okay? Like grape victims, it's a very delicate scenario, especially young girls. It's very delicate.
So if I may, Sarah, also it sounds to me,
and I sorry, Clay. I'll back this up again too. Even when you're going through a grape kit, they don't tell you to do stuff. Like the nurses, they ask you, "Can I help you take this off? Can I do?" Yeah, we can hear you. Can we move over to this side of the room? Can you sit down? They don't say statements. They ask questions. The reason why is they want to remove all sense of force or demand.
Well, thanks for answering the question.
So she's accusing you of setting up the split. She can't accept accountability. Yeah, she can't. She can't accept that she's ever wrong. She just can't, this woman.
It's just a agree to disagree situation, but I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at this point, because it's like one of those things that even if I grant that I want to like say, okay, if a grape victim should have access to it, I would personally want the accountability that you must file something. There must be a police report. There must be evidence. Me personally. But I have never found a woman. That's why I said that when I brought this up, that I've thrown kryptonite in here and I've had arguments. I've never found a woman that doesn't have the opinion that you have, Sarah, on this. And I've actually gotten in a lot of arguments.
Well, yeah, that's that was amazing. Thank you very much, Speakeasy, for that and telling me where to find the timestamp. So yeah, there you have it. This was before all went down with Sarah and Andrew and Rob and all that stuff. This was Speakeasy revealing that Sarah is in fact a covert feminist. Now she's just an overt feminist, but back then she was still covert, where she's like, listen, I get it. Abortion is horrible. Unless it's great, then it's okay. Which is pretty much the typical lefty feminist talking point is, oh, what about grape? Oh, what about the health of the mother? And so, yeah, this was pretty good stuff. Thank you very much, Speakeasy, for that. Check out Speakeasy's channel, by the way, for some awesome debates. He's got awesome debates there. He also has his Goofy of the Day, where he roasts pretty much random lolcow of the day. Actually, Sarah won the Goofy of the Year, so congratulations to her on that. But yeah, I'll have the link to this full debate down below, and also sub to Speakeasy's channel as well. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that video? I hope you did. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe, or else you're gay. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. I'm just trying to save you from sin. Also, make sure you catch the Cool Stream live Mondays through Fridays right here on my YouTube channel, and make sure you follow me at any of these links down below for everything Cool Vic.